Have you ever thought about doing something so terrible that if anybody found out you even thought about doing it, your life would be ruined? Well, please do not actually answer that. I can't handle secrets. They give me bad stomach aches. But that is the direct question the drama asks us. But the questions it asks more quietly are, have you ever fallen in love before? Or do we even understand the process of falling in love? Spoilers. In the film's opening scene, we see our two leads meet for the first time and to varying degrees, portraying false versions of themselves. Charlie right away lies about having read the book that Emma is reading, and Emma, at some point, lies about the origins of her being deaf in one ear. But we also see two pivotal moments for both characters that showcase one's strength and the other's weakness. Charlie speaks into Emma's deaf ear, and it looks as though Emma is ignoring him, which makes Charlie flounder, and what does Emma do? Simply explain that she could not hear him and offers him a second chance to introduce himself, a chance to start over. Let's discuss Charlie first. Charlie behaves performatively in social settings. He cares so deeply about the opinions of others that the mere idea of complete and total strangers watching him fail at flirting sends him into a full panic. He even almost leaves the coffee shop entirely before lying once again by going up to Emma and saying he wasn't flirting just to save face. You see, being performative has its upsides. It can make navigating social life much easier. We've all experienced the pressure, the desire to fit in, to not be an outcast, to find community.
Because I want to fit in.
There's actually a very small moment later in the movie where Charlie tries on patent leather shoes for the wedding, and I can't help but see the shoes as a metaphor for fitting in and conforming. But what if they don't fit just like the roles and ideas others place onto us? Do we perform due to the judgment of others or even the perceptions we have of ourselves? Now let's discuss Emma. And to do that, we kinda have to discuss the scene of the movie. The scene in which she reveals that she planned on committing a horrible mass act of violence at school. Something literally everyone agrees is one of the worst things imaginable. And she just drunkenly admits to thinking about it in front of her fiance and her best, quote, friends, end quote. What I love is that I don't believe the movie tries to excuse her from this, but instead examines her actions through the lens of being performative. Emma tells Charlie that the reason it happened is because she essentially became so infatuated with the mere image of herself with a gun, the idea of herself as a violent person, that Emma loses herself. It even causes her to be a bloody mess who loses her hearing. It's why she doesn't feel like a hypocrite when she eventually joins the gun control protesters, because it feels like she was woken up from a nightmare. And what wakes her up is connection, community, and love. I think this is why during their dance rehearsals, Charlie is so focused on getting the dance perfect, but Emma no longer even wants to do a choreographed first dance.
I'm gonna get it perfect, I swear.
I don't know, I feel like we should just dance normally, right? I don't know, it kind of feels a little performative.
She would much rather just naturally dance to the song that she plays to calm Charlie down because it's authentic to their love. It's also why she openly cries regardless of how it makes her look. Why she chooses to see this first kiss as a lovely coincidence rather than something sinister. The idea of being performative, even to a minimal degree, might be a horrifying idea, and so is the idea of not giving someone a second chance. I also believe that's why her confrontation with the DJ went so poorly. Emma simply wanted the DJ to be honest about what she saw. Perhaps due to the trauma of her own confession previously, or perhaps just so Emma can offer her the second chance. Whereas we see Charlie quivering because he does not feel comfortable in that moment, partially due to an awful decision he's just made. We'll touch on that, don't worry. But I do think it's also because he's likely uncomfortable in this confrontational social dynamic. Charlie struggles so deeply with Emma's revelation and even tries to dig for a justifiable reason for her. But, like I said earlier, she does not have one. He even stretches the truth about her neighbor dying at a young age to make it seem like a traumatic reason for her to go down that dark path. And he does so not only for himself to rationalize it, but as an explanation to the outside world. And that's because he still loves Emma. In a fit of emotional desperation after trying to get justification from his coworker, Charlie kisses her and attempts to have a full-blown affair. And I can't help but wonder if this was Charlie trying to do something bad to justify his relationship with Emma, because a bad person can be with a bad person. But that's simply not him. He can't do it. But for a brief moment, he loses himself in the performance, and much like what happened to Emma, it eventually causes him to wind up a bloody mess. During a rewrite of his speech, Charlie begins to define love. The couple is also asked by their photographer what they love most about each other. But the way in which it is best answered, in my opinion, is the way Charlie describes Emma's laugh. Cute and repulsive. He enjoys everything that's typically wonderful about her, while still appreciating the imperfections. To me, that's what makes the opening shot of the film so brilliant, if I remember correctly. It's a close-up of Emma's deaf ear, her disability. She's the most breathtaking woman in the room, but what can be seen as her imperfections are part of the fabric of her humanity. To me, this is why Charlie says he thinks Emma's past, quote, makes her more interesting, end quote. Because her mistakes and flaws are a part of her. Granted, Emma's mistake is that she almost ended the lives of multiple children and adults, which isn't quite on the level as marrying someone who occasionally forgets to leave the toilet seat down. But radical empathy is a concept art explores quite often, and radical empathy is a part of love, as Charlie himself says. But love also requires bravery. Bravery to be yourself. To allow someone else to fully see you for who you really are. All your imperfections, your mistakes. Bravery to own up to those mistakes and to do the hardest thing a human can do. Actually, meaningfully change. Bravery to be vulnerable. Vulnerability requires honesty. Honesty about who you are and who you were. That can lead to judgment or being hurt. And maybe, worst of all, you'll actually be the one who hurts the other person. But what if we can just block out everything? All the noise and all the fears, and just embrace ourselves and each other. Be in the moment and allow ourselves to feel. And in the end of the film, I believe that's where our couple winds up. After that deliciously disastrous wedding, Charlie takes off those ill-fitting shoes, showcasing his messed up feet, and then dances to the song Emma plays for him, metaphorically ending his approach to conformity and living in the freedom of honesty. The couple meet at the diner, and in contrast with the previous times they've playfully started over, while they are still pretending at this moment about him saving a baby from being eaten, they are still, somehow, beautifully, finally meeting each other fully and openly for the first time. And it ends with the most wonderful exchange in the entire movie. That was very brave of you. It's nice to meet you, Charlie. It's nice to meet you, Emma. I thought the drama was great, and it gets an 8 out of 10. Thank you so very much for watching. Those were my interpretations of the drama, but I would love to hear yours. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please leave the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Be well, and I'll see you again next time.